SlotBooking application is a web application that facilitates the process of freight delivery of freight forwarders to make sure that they have better service at the ground handling agents. So it smoothens the process of freight delivery and freight pickup. The challenges that we had with the SlotBooking application are, first of all, it's a community project, so we have to get the entire community on board, and it's not always easy because it are different partners, many partners, and they all have to come together, sit at one table and discuss things. Most of these partners are competitors, so it's not that easy to have them work together and work on a solution. So that's one of the biggest issues we had in the beginning. After we created our community, the second challenge we had was trust in the system, because when you book a slot, you have to put data of your company in a platform, in the SlotBooking application, and you have to trust that the application does not share your data with other freight forwarders, with other partners in the project. So that was also a challenge we had to overcome. How can we make sure that participants in the project trust the system? Third challenge is, of course, how do we get the people to use the application? And that's why we had to create added value for them. They had to see the added value immediately, because otherwise they will not use the application. So those were actually the three main challenges we had with this application. One of the main results was, of course, the waiting time reduction for freight forwarders. When they book a slot, they get a priority service at the ground handling agents. So this means when there is a queue at the ground handling agents for freight pickup or delivery, they don't have to wait in the queue, they can pass the queue and go directly to the gate. This means waiting time reduction, and the waiting time reduction also means the cost reduction for that company. That was one of the main results for the freight forwarder. For the ground handling agent, there is the benefit of optimizing their personnel planning. Now they can see in the SlotBooking application which freight forwarder is coming at what time, and they can optimize their personnel planning based on the slots that are booked. So when they see there are a lot of slots booked at a certain period in time, they can make sure that there is more staff available to handle that slots. Third benefit of the project is the spread of the workload for the ground handling agent. So we avoid the peak moments. Not everyone is coming at the same time. Every freight forwarder sees which capacity is available in the application, and the peak period is now spread out. They are not coming at the same moment anymore, the freight forwarders. And last result, or last main benefit, is the CO2 reduction. Because slot means priority, better, faster service, freight forwarders are load their truck more efficiency, more fast, so they are not that long at our zone. So it means they are quicker from the zone, and we have a CO2 reduction. One of the main innovations is that SlotBooking application is a community project. So we are sitting around the table with the entire community, or at least with a whole lot of partners from the community, and these are all competitors. So it's not a project that is beneficial for one partner, no, it's for the entire community. So we have to let competitors work together, have them see the added value of the project, to grow as a group, to grow as a community. So that's one of the main innovations. The other one is, of course, the technology. We use the Malian platform and their trusted data sharing platform. So we have to ensure that every data a partner puts in the project is trusted. So we have to make sure that when data is put in the project or in the platform, it is not shared with a competitor, or when it is shared, they can only see the things the other company wants them to see. So that's also one of the innovations. The last innovation is actually that we built applications onto that data sharing platform. So the SlotBooking application is one of the applications, but we are building multiple applications on that platform. So we built applications on top of applications, and all these applications are working together, communicating with each other, so that the process as a whole gets more efficient, more fast, more paperless. The benefit for the freight forwarder is that there is a reduction of waiting time. They get a priority at the ground handling agents. So it is a reduction in waiting time and also a cost reduction, because waiting time means, of course, a cost. A study of the Flemish Institute of Logistics calculated that 1 minute of waiting time equals €1. So every minute that is saved in waiting time, they save €1. So that's an immediate benefit for the freight forwarders. For the ground handling agent, there is also a benefit, and that's the benefit of personnel planning and the balanced workload. because they now see in the slot booking application which partner is coming at what time. They can make sure enough personnel is present to handle the slots. In the longer run, there is a benefit for the entire Air Cargo community, of course, because slot booking application will increase the competitiveness of our community, of our Air Cargo community, and it will increase our position towards surrounding airports. If you want to include or start slot booking in another community, there should of course be the willingness to change in that community. You have to have some partners on board who are the early adopters, as we call them. They have to see benefit and they have to take the lead, they have to take the initiative to set up something like this. And that's not always easy, because partners, especially in the air freight industry, they are used to working at a particular process for a certain period of time, and they are fine by it. They don't like to change, so you have to have those partners that are willing to change. Once you have those partners that are willing to change, you have to build trust around those partners. They have to trust each other, and they have to trust the system that they will be using, because they will be sharing data, and that's always a sensitive topic, data sharing. Most people are reluctant to data sharing, so trusting system and trust around that community system is really important. And third of all, you have to have an organization that continues to monitor their performance, of course. It's not that someone starts slot booking application that it's immediately like this, it's implemented and everything goes fine. No, it's a struggle, it's a project in the long run, and we have to make sure that participants who use the slot booking application or the application itself, when they experience an error or something like that, they don't quit, they just continue using it until it works fine.